My dear students, today we are going to see what is the necessity of the layers, how the layer task will be takes place, how it will be support for the different models with the help of the layered architecture. Like that only we want to see. First, let me see why layered architecture should be takes place. What is the necessity of the layering? Why layering should be takes place? Here, I am taking one example to explain what is the necessity of the layering. Here, we are going to write a letter to anyone. Here, from Montreal, Alice wants to send a mail to Bob and parcel to John. That means Montreal want to write a mail to Bob and she want to send a parcel to the John. Then what she will do? Montreal will be write a letter, and on that letter that will be put inside the cover. On that one, she will write down to address and from address. And the same thing will be take place in a parcel also. She will be write down the to address and from address, and it will be dropped in the post office. Both the letter and the parcel will be dropped in the post office. From the post office, it will see which address it should be sent. After seeing the address, this will be transported with help of the train or aeroplane or ship from that city Montreal via city B to the destination city C. Here, after reaching the destination, all the parcel and letters will be reached the post office, which should be subjected to deliver to the London and Paris. The postman will pick the parcel and the letter, and the parcel will be reached the London, and the letter will be reached the Paris. Like that only, the work is divided into the different layers. For that reason only, we require for a particular purpose, we should use the one work. On that basis only, we are going to divide entire work into the different layers. Like that only, we are going to see the layering architecture will be take place in a different models which are going to be taken place. If there is no layering, each and new application has to be re-implemented for every network topology technology. If there is no layering means, if there is no layer architecture, each and every application has to be implemented for every network technology. Here, application layer will be transmitted through the transmission media for each and every file transfer protocol. All these things we should be re-implemented for each and every application. If there is no layering, will be taken place. Suppose if the layering will be takes place, the intermediate layer provide a unique abstraction for various network topologies. That means intermediate layer, the layers we are going to divide into the number of layers, and that in between the layers, the intermediate layer will be whatever the work assigned for the intermediate layer, that will be transferred the file transfer protocol and the network HTTP protocol. All these things will be transmitted through the intermediate layer to the transmission media. This is the main difference between if there is no layering and the layering will be take place in our computer networks. Okay, the layering protocol will be takes place modularity. One problem is decomposed into number of smaller, more manageable subproblems, and more flexibility in designing, modifying, and evolving computer networks. Like that only, we are dividing the work into number of subworks. Then that will be handled by the easily for the each and every layer. For that reason only, the layering architecture will be required. Next, functionality reuse. A common functionality of a lower layer can be shared by many upper layers. That means if you provide one task for any layer, automatically it will be automatically do that work and it will be shared to the other layers also. A monolithic network design that uses a single large body of the hardware and software to meet all network requirements can quickly become obsolete and also is extremely difficult and expensive to modify. Layered approach accommodates incremental changes much more rapidly. Whenever we are going to implement something like a protocol or any facilities to provide to the network, all these things, if the layered architecture will be takes place, automatically it will be accommodated by incremental changes much more rapidly with the help of the layered architecture. Here we are going to see the layer architecture, how the layer architecture is going to be takes place. Layer 1, layer up to layer 7, we are going to divide into the number of layers and the grouping of related communication functions into hierarchical set of layers. Hierarchical set means one by one we are going to implement the hierarchically, and each and every layer will be perform its duties and it will be transfer the data from one place to the another place. Each layer performs a set of functions required for communication with another system. Relies on next lower layer to perform more primitive functions. Provides service to next higher layer. Implements protocol for communication with peer layer in other system. Vertical communication between the adjacent layer requires mutual understanding of what services and information lower layer must provide to layer above. Horizontal communication between software or hardware elements running at the same layer on different machines. Communication between the peer processes virtual. It is indirectly, we can say that one is a indirectly communication will be takes place. It is a virtual communication will be takes place with the peer protocols. Okay. Before going to this, what is a protocol? Protocol is a set of rules that govern data communication between peer entities. Layer N peer process communicate by exchanging protocol data units. Service can be accessed through service access point, that is called as a SAP, service access point. Layer N plus 1 PDU is equal to layer N SDU. SDU is nothing but a service data unit. Layer N process adds control information to its SDU to produce layer N PDU encapsulation. Layer N does not interpret or make use of information contained in the SDU. I am taking the layer N and layer N plus 1, how the data will be transferred from the layer N plus 1 to layer N and N to N plus 1. Here N plus 1 entity will be takes place. Here N plus 1 protocol data unit will be takes place and the N plus 1 PDU will be transferred to the N plus 1 entity. Here internally we can say that one is the NSAP, that is service data unit, service access point, and N entity and NSDU, and it will be formed the one header, and this along with the header it will be transferred to the N plus 1 entity. Like that only the N plus 1 entity also will be transferred with some header to the N entity. Like that only the process will be continuous. Like that only we are going to see this protocol and services will be provide the data from the one place to the another place. Here we are going to see the n plus 1 to the n, and here n plus 1 entity will be takes place. From n plus 1 entity to n entity, the data will be transferred, and the n plus 1 entity to n entity, the data will be transferred. Like that only we are going to see the both sides, the data transmission will be takes place between the layer n plus 1 and layer n. Like that only we are going to continue this layer architecture. Here, suppose we are going to say a 7-layer architecture, how the header will be transferred from the header will be had up from each and every layer, and finally what it will be transferred. Here, this is the original data from the layer 7. From the layer 7, a header will be attached to the data. That will be in the form of L7 header. L7 header that will be transferred to the 6th layer, and the 6th layer also will be add some more header, and in this 6th layer the header name will be treated as a L6 header along with the L7 header and the data. Actual original data will be this one only, but from the L7 header and the L6 header, again it will form the header in the 6th layer. This complete data will be transferred from the 6th layer to the 5th layer. Here 5th layer also will be add some more header, and along with the L7 header, L6 header, L5 header also will be add up. This complete data will be along with the data, along with the headers, it will be transferred from the L5 to L4. Here L4 also will be add some more header that will be represented by the L4 header. This is L4 header, L5 header, L6 header, L7 header, along with the data will be transferred to the 3rd layer, and in this 3rd layer also again it will be add some more header, that is a L3 header, L4 header, L5 header, L6 header and L7 header along with the data. This will be a complete data along with the data, along with the headers. All these things will be transferred from the 3rd layer to the 2nd layer. Here 2nd layer also we are going to see this L2 also will be, layer 2 also will be add some trailer and header. Here the trailer will takes place, that will be represented as L2F, and the header will be represented as L2 header, and L2 header, L3 header, and L4 header, L5 header, L6 header, L7 header, L2 trailer, and the data will be transferred from the layer 2 to the layer 1. This layer 1 will be transmit the data in the raw bit streams that will go over the physical layer. Like that only the data transfer will be takes place.